welcome back to another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. I didn't fucking know that.
Imagine that, not knowing the fucking name of the show.
I had a streak there going for a couple episodes in a row where I fucked it up. Jared and Bob today. Right out of the gate, I mean, I know we've said this before, but it feels like it gets more and more true every day. Or like, I don't know, maybe you know better words to describe how it becomes more true or how it's more stupider. But this is officially the dumbest time to be alive.
I was really hoping. I was just about to butt in and say, "Are you about to open with it's the dumbest time to be alive?" And it gets dumber and dumber every day.
That's what I mean. Like, it was officially the dumbest time to be alive in March, and it's officially the dumbest time to be alive now in June.
Well, that's because
Like,
every day
both was true, and every day gets more
Every
and more
day.
fucking stupid.
it's like in Office Space when he's like, "Every day I wake up is worse than the day before, so every day that you see me is the worst day of my life." What about today? Is today the worst day of your life? Yes. It's messed up. Every fucking day is dumber.
Yes,
Every fucking day.
every single day. So, I finally have had a chance to catch up on a couple other podcasts that I watch.
Yeah.
So I watched 2 episodes of Rogan between yesterday and today. One of them was Bret Weinstein, which I think was fucking great. Which shout out to Sexy Chris, because he's the one that told me I had to watch it. I had seen it obviously pop up, but I played a lot of golf last week, so because of that I was out of the house and I was not listening to podcasts.
Couldn't listen on your way.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't. So
Good excuse though.
yeah.
It's not my fault I couldn't listen to more podcasts.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. I listen to him now. But, so that was a great one. And today I listened to the one with Rogan and Jocko, which is also great. We'll get to that one later. The one with Bret Weinstein.
So both of these were subject for people calling for Rogan to be canceled.
Yes.
I did see that on Twitter.
Yes. Which is funny and ironic.
Because you can't.
Because, well, yeah, 1, you can't. And 2, him and Bret Weinstein were talking about cancel culture and how stupid it is.
Yeah, and then everyone called for him to be canceled.
Yeah, yeah. So, one of the things that he came out with towards the beginning, which blew my mind because I hadn't heard of this at all. And then I looked into it a little bit and I was like, oh, okay, well. And then I heard him describe it and I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. So, what Bret said was the cancel mob is going after STEM, which is, do you know that's the
Science,
new word
technology,
for science? Yeah.
something in
They
there.
don't call it science anymore in school. They call it STEM.
Is the M mathematics?
It should be.
I think it was because isn't STEM basically science and math, or is it just science?
Yeah, you nailed it. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay.
I think. Or machines. Could be machines.
Maybe it's not math, because I feel like math is still its own thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like STEM is like the
Science,
progressive one.
technology, engineering.
Come on.
Could be, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Why the fuck? What the fuck did STEM do to anybody?
We need to cancel STEM. Because
You can cancel fucking chemistry. I got no use for that.
yeah, fuck chemistry. So, what Weinstein had said was the reason.
It is math.
It is math, okay. The reason why cancel culture has gone after the sciences in math is because it teaches people that their thoughts can be wrong. Because the whole basis of science, and he breaks this down. I'm a fucking idiot. This guy he's an evolutionary biologist. Like, he's very, very intelligent.
I was just about to say, who is Bret Weinstein?
Yeah, so I don't know. We may have talked about it on the podcast, but other than that, I doubt
I
you.
can't keep up with all the guests.
I doubt you would have heard of it a couple of years ago. It was Evergreen College. Him and his wife. He was the first kind of person to get canceled, in a way.
Really?
Yeah, they went after him because of bad too. So, long story short, for you and any of our listeners that don't know who Bret Weinstein is, and how he became friends with Rogan and all that shit, is, I don't know, however many years ago now, maybe 4-ish years ago, Evergreen College, which is in Oregon or Washington. It's in the Pacific Northwest. So very blue, very liberal, very whatever. They were holding a day of absence where all black people were absent from campus. They abstained from coming to school to like make it feel like this is what life would be like if we didn't exist. Things like that. All well and fine. Good. You want to do that? All the power to you. However, what they then did as a follow-up to that was they forced white people to not show up. And Weinstein, who was a professor there at the time, said, I'm going to work today. And because of that, they called him a racist and a bigot. They literally ran, and I could be messing up the story a little bit, I don't know. I'm sure Sexy Chris probably remembers it better than me. He'll reach out to me at some point, probably, if I got it wrong. But they were literally, there were mobs around that campus with people carrying baseball bats looking for Weinstein to like beat him up. Like it was bad. It got really bad. Then the college fired him. He then turned around and sued the college. He ended up winning. But there was a whole big shit. It was a huge shitstorm with him. But he is an evolutionary biologist. That is who he is. So he says that the whole reason science exists, the whole purpose of science, which is actually true, is it's the scientific method. You have a hypothesis and you test said hypothesis. So you're always trying to see if your hypothesis is incorrect. And the second your hypothesis is incorrect, the whole thing's good. You're done. It's wrong. Your hypothesis doesn't work. Okay, on to the next hypothesis. And you're always, and that's what science is. It's always poking holes in people's arguments. It's always looking for other things. Like the way true science works is you're always trying to prove things wrong. And then when you can't, you say, oh, well, maybe this is a true thing. Most of the time, at least. Because even, what is it?
It's so funny that there's that.
There's, I can't believe I'm fucking this up. Like there's laws, which are like Newton's laws of gravity, but then there's theories, yeah. But like I forget what some of the big theories are, but like
isn't evolution a theory?
Yeah, yes, yeah. But there's some things that are even more straightforward. But because
relativity,
mathematically, you can't prove it to an absolute like number, you have to call it a theory.
I'm gonna start using this way more often.
Yeah, it's like, so like if you guys look it up, the difference between a theory and a law, it's in science.
Laws have been proven true.
Yeah, but even like I said, fuck that. Like some theories, like evolution and
relativity is one,
and some things like that are like, yeah, no shit. There's literally no other way that this could happen, but mathematically you can't prove it, so it has to be a theory. But anyway, that's how science works. You poke holes in things, and you're always trying to prove things wrong. Well, now cancel culture doesn't like that. They don't like that all you're trying to do is just make things incorrect. Because they want to be right all the time. They don't want to think critically. They don't want to use the scientific method. They don't want to draw a hypothesis and then have to come to the conclusion that their hypothesis might be incorrect.
Yeah, because no one can handle being wrong anymore.
Right.
I'm fucking wrong all the time.
I'm wrong more often than I'm right.
I'm wrong. Yes. No. Definitely.
I've said maybe 3 substantial things in this podcast already in the first 9 minutes, and 2 of them could be wrong.
The only thing that for sure I'm fucking right about is my autistic sports history skills, where I can start naming shit off.
Yeah.
Like outside of that, I'm wrong more than right.
Oh,
and I'm fucking wrong all the time. That if you guys have noticed, if you've been listening long enough, everything I think I have to ask in the form of a question. Because I don't know what's right or what's wrong. Like even Sexy Chris, he like when we talked about the bail and the bond and all that crap. Yeah, we weren't right. No. He messaged me and he goes, "Hey, this is what actually happened."
Yeah.
And I'm like, gotcha, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But
We're just a couple of fucking idiots talking about dumb shit.
I mean, that's why I ask so many fucking questions on here. It's because I don't fucking know.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I do know about, you fucking hear.
Yeah.
I go off.
Yeah, it's just...
I get louder, more clear.
I just can't believe that they're trying to cancel science.
I can.
But where does it end? This
Never.
is what I mean.
It never ends.
Ugh.
Dumber and dumber every fucking day.
I no longer want, I need the asteroid.
Dude,
to
I
hit us.
think I'm gonna start living my everyday life via the scientific method.
We need to start living like Ricky Gervais' character in the afterlife.
No, not like that. I wasn't going there. I was
giving
going
$0.
I was going like, I'm gonna do outlandish claims. Like, well, that's not true. I go, well, then prove me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, this, that, whatever. It's like, okay, so I have a new hypothesis now. You can't have a new hypothesis. I'm like, sure I can. Science.
Yeah, sure.
Hashtag science.
Hashtag science.
That's a throwback. That's the
Yeah.
old strength conditioning. You know what is fucking awesome? Now that you mention that, so exercise science
Is a bunch of fucking
doesn't
retards.
follow science
No.
because
Well, it's bro science, which is a whole other branch of science.
No, it's
You wait until these people that are
No.
trying to cancel real science find out that there's something that exists that's called bro science. Their heads are going to explode.
how many fucking conversations about chicken breast can you have? I saw a new conversation about chicken breast not too long ago.
Oh my
Oh, if you're really trying to lose fat or gain muscle, because they're both the same process. If you eat 100 grams of protein in chicken breast for breakfast, you should have no problems accomplishing what you want to accomplish the rest of the day. Do you know how much fucking chicken that is?
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's like a pound.
Yeah.
It's like a pound of chicken breast, and you eat it as early in the day as you can. Are you fucking kidding me?
Not to mention 100 grams of protein in one sitting is
A
hard.
pound?
It's hard to do with real food.
A pound of chicken.
Yeah.
Never mind. So I know you're probably gonna go palate fatigue. I know you're a big palate fatigue guy, but
Well, no, I was just thinking like from a satiety standpoint.
I was gonna say
like,
from the sheer volume of a pound
That's-
of fucking chicken breast.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like a pound of
Fucking
chicken,
A.
and also like that's why protein and fat like is good for people trying to lose weight because it keeps you full longer,
Now,
and you can't stuff your face full of
so let's hashtag scientific method this thing.
it.
Well, what are the holes in it? Well, if you're trying to lose weight, it will curb overeating,
True.
but it may also contribute to overeating.
Yeah.
And this is where exercise science fucks it all up. Because if there isn't a research study proving what you have to say, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, show me the research. Oh,
Yeah.
show me the research.
Everywhere.
So if the scientific method is you hypothesize and then poke holes, exercise science doesn't allow you to do anything unless it's proven.
Yeah.
Remember that time that
We should randomized controlled study.
Remember that time you were a teacher and you wanted to bring a new class to the table,
Yep.
and you had your textbook, whatever,
Oh yeah.
and there weren't enough research studies in it?
Yeah. No, yep. That's exactly what I was told.
There
I
weren't-
couldn't teach this class. That every major sport performance facility was utilizing in some way, shape, or form, or some PTs were also utilizing it. Like this is the class that I want to teach. This is what's going on in the field right now. I know this because I'm also in the field right now. I wasn't at the time. Like, this is what's happening. No, I can't do that. Well, why not? Well, hasn't been around long enough. Well, how are you supposed to teach kids and prepare them for graduation? Because they're only here for 4 years, 5, more likely. What's going to be put in a textbook in 5 years that's then useful within that 5 years?
Pilates.
Like Punnett squares. Fuck off. Like, get the fuck just get lost.
Yeah.
Like, it was the most frustrating thing in the world. And then it was like, oh, well, you might be able to teach it as an elective. It's like, all right, cool. So now it's a 1 credit class that no one
one's
cares
gonna take.
about, that no one's going to take.
So And that's the thing. So exercise science, it has to be a research study or else it's invalidated.
Yeah.
But that's not science.
Yeah.
Well,
And what's in that? You know what someone said? Oh, well, when was the textbook published? And this was probably 2018
Probably.
ish. And I was like, I don't know, like 2009, 2008, 2009. He goes, well, 10 years just isn't enough time. And I was like, I can't believe this is a legitimate conversation that
Well,
we're having.
because we
so
have-
you're openly admitting that the things that we're teaching kids in college
Outdated and archaic.
is outdated and archaic because it can't be within the last 10 years. Now, let's scientific method here. Let's look at what did the fitness industry talk about 10 years ago?
Have I been in it for 10 years?
Yeah.
Working. No, so this is my 9 of actual working in the field, not studying, not whatever. Yeah, 9 full years. Yeah, the stuff that's come and gone in that time.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
The fact that something was published in
2000
2008.
In 2010 was probably right around the time everyone was trying to do West Side. Everyone was doing bands and chains.
Probably.
I think it was right around that time.
This is how you can do. 05.
Does anyone use chains anymore? No. Does anyone use bands?
You know, I don't hate chains, and I don't.
No, I
hate
don't.
bands.
I don't. I don't hate them when they're used properly.
Yes.
But this was, everyone's got to use bands and chains now.
You know, my favorite is my absolute favorite, and this is something. There's been a couple times, and I do a pretty good job of keeping my mouth shut about things like whatever. I try to do a pretty good job. The chains that connect directly to the collar of the bar.
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at it one day and I go, and this is when I'm all learning, I go, oh, what are the chains for? And they're like, oh, it's accommodating resistance.
Right.
I'm like, cool, what's that? And they go, so at the bottom, or they just, it gets harder as you go up. I go,
Yeah.
isn't it always? But, again, I don't say that. I go, doesn't it always get harder as you go up?
Right.
But, if you think about that, it's fucking insane.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I like look into it more, and I'm like, okay, so I get it. So your basic, like the chain load is supposed to be unloaded at the bottom, and then increases as you go. Okay, I gotcha. Why are the chains attached directly to the collar that goes on the bar? And they're like, oh, it's easy to put on. I go, and I'm thinking in my head, I go, but it's not fucking right.
Yeah.
It's not unloaded at the bottom.
Right.
It's just, it's the same fucking thing.
Right.
The weight needs to, and I actually made these for the gym. I still have them. But if you're going to use chains, it needs to be all of the chain on the ground at the bottom, and then it stretches out as you lift up. That is how you use the fucking chains.
Right.
But no, people, like, the companies make it easy. It's like, oh, dude, chains are cool, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, they were cool in 2010.
Yeah.
We'll make chains. We'll just connect them right to the collar. And people are like, oh, so easy.
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
Waste of time, waste of fucking money. But, oh, God. But yeah, it's like, so in 2008, the fact that whatever the fuck that you were going to teach about is still around,
Yeah.
it's fucking remarkable.
Yeah. Well, it probably isn't being taught at that program because they're still teaching shit from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, we're still learning about, again, it's like the strength and conditioning program doesn't teach strength and conditioning.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not even close. I didn't take one, that's not true. I did take one practical course. It was, I don't know if it was offered when you went through the program. It was essentially like the grad level 201, like fitness testing, where like we actually used the VO2 machine, but it wasn't like, okay, you walk into the classroom, let's get set up. It was no. Like, this is the machine. Learn how to calibrate it. And use it. Like I did that shit, and like I went through all that bullshit. Like,
Yeah, well,
it was a grad level fitness testing. Like
Yeah.
it was way more in depth.
yeah. But so I'll give you a perfect example. I spoke on the phone with someone today, and he was asking me about the program, and I'm like, yeah, man, we're not even open right now, but like, let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
figure this
Yeah.
out. He goes, oh, do you use isometrics in your program? And I'm like, yeah. I go, this is kind of how we use it. The girl's 13, but like,
Yeah.
I go, for 13-year-olds, isometrics, the best we get is we do a pause at the bottom. Our older kids, yeah, they'll actually do some real things, blah, 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 blah. What he was actually talking about is like using the pins to do isometric stuff. So front squat, under the pins, push up against the pins as hard as you can for whatever seconds, and then like re-rack. Or like, have you seen like the isometric mid-thigh pull?
What?
This is great.
What the fuck?
So isometric mid-thigh pull. You basically get into a high hang position,
Yeah.
mid-thigh.
Yeah.
You have like, you know how like our racks, the crash bars, they pop out?
Yeah.
The ones that don't, like they stay there. So I see this all the time. Isometric mid-thigh pull. Barbell underneath the crash bars, right about mid-thigh. And you pull up as hard as you can into the bars, so you're doing an isometric contraction.
Why?
Because research shows that it does a lot of good things and it correlates with a lot of shit. But in order to actually, I didn't get into this with them. I just said our racks don't accommodate such a thing, and nor do our people.
Yeah.
Really, I go, our people are young usually, and
Yeah.
they're not seasoned lifters. I didn't get into the fact that you need to have force plates. You can't do that
Right.
without force plates.
Right.
So you've got people, because this is getting more popular. I don't know how popular it will get to the general public, but it's getting more popular within the thing because we're seeing it everywhere. I've seen it in golf. Isometric mid-thigh pull is associated with club head speed.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has force plates?
Right.
We can't even get golfers to fucking lift a fucking bar.
Right.
And you're gonna tell me you got fucking force plates? Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
So you need force plates, which no one can afford, and definitely no one can afford after coronavirus. Nor are people gonna look at it and go, "Oh, we're opening back up. You know what I need? Force plates.
Yeah.
Let me just call up the force plate store.
Yeah.
Quick fucking 5 figures on that. Douchebags."
You know what the other thing too?
Anyway, moral of the story. How the fuck is someone who's in that program supposed to answer that question?
No.
They don't even know they know what an isometric contraction is, but they have no fucking clue.
Right.
A, what that guy was talking about, or B, how to answer that question.
Right.
I knew how to answer it for our people. He had a different question, and I was able to answer his question.
That kind of sounds like one of those stupid fucking things like a few years ago when Maddie Rogers was big in the weightlifting community. She posted a video on Instagram of her doing bottom-up front squats. So it's essentially you put
The pins.
Yeah, you put
Yep.
the pins low, or you use really small, we call them technique boxes.
Yep.
So you put the bar low, but it's
Yep.
still up off the ground, and then you just get underneath the bar
Yep.
in the full squat position,
Those aren't
and you stand up, and then you just drop it.
Yep.
After she posted that video, I'm not exaggerating, probably 70% of weightlifting programs in the next 6 months included those on it.
Yep.
They're like, well, Manny Rogers does them. Well,
they called Anderson front squats? They might have been Anderson front squats.
yeah. Or, I mean, I guess the technical word is just,
It's a concentric only.
it's a concentric only front squat.
I
But
have seen those before.
But, like, that seems like one of those things with this fucking isometric mid-hang fucking pull thing. It's like, well, like, one person probably said it. And then...
No, it's a research study, man.
Yeah, and so the other part of that, too, is... Did anybody read the study? Because that's my favorite thing in the world. People draw conclusions from research studies, and they say, "Well, yeah, man, there's a research study that supports it." Does it support exactly what you're claiming? Because you need to read it.
I forgot a very key aspect to this whole... Okay, we have a very fucked up cycle of industry. So if you want to do something, there has to be research to back it up.
Yeah.
When you provide research, then people actually follow scientific method because they just rip
Right.
holes in it over
Right.
and over.
Right.
So it's like, I'm going to bench press. Why are you going to bench press? Well, I have this research article that says that bench pressing is good. Yeah, what was the population size?
Right.
What were the methods?
Exactly.
What was the frequency?
So you have to pay attention to the methods, the frequency, and the population, because it's like, so someone might come out and make some fucking outlandish claim and say like you're fucking, I don't know, new study, increasing your bench press increases your deadlift. Okay, well, what did the study actually say? But people would just go like, oh, I gotta get better at bench so I can deadlift more. It's like, no, you stupid fuck. What were they actually looking at? What were the methods? What else were they doing in relation to the bench press? Were they also doing a lower body workout as well? What was their nutrition like? Was there 7 people in the group, or were there 700? Like, were they all males between the ages of 18 and 29, where it's really easy to make exponential quote-unquote gains?
Hashtag gains.
Gains
with a Z.
Yeah, hashtag gains with a Z, like, as just by training in general? Like, what, were they people that are well-trained, high-level athletes? Or are they people right off the couch? Like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, this study said that improving your bench press increases your deadlift. It's like, no. Read the fucking study. But it's the same type of people, which I am also guilty of this because I do it all the time. But it's the same people that just read headlines and then form opinions. So they kind of drawing it back to the Rogan podcast. He was talking to Jocko, and he goes, he saw an article where the headline said, Hispanic man gunned down by police. And he said he clicked on it. And he was like, oh boy, here we go, you got shit smoke.
Yep.
What they failed to mention in the article, but they had a video clip on the online article, was that Hispanic male had a gun and was shooting at the police. So the police.
Nah, they should have called a. Who would you call when you? Who gets called in that situation? It's not. That doesn't sound like a social worker.
The fairy godmother.
The negotiator.
Yeah.
All right. So what if I was to say you stop shooting that gun?
Yeah, it's all kinds of fucking bullshit. And then he was just going on and on about that. And he goes, no, motherfucker. What the title of the article should have said was "Guy shoots at cops and then gets shot." So I mean, it's shit like that. So like, that type of person will read that article and be like, all cops are bad. They just gunned down a Hispanic guy, but they don't click on it and they don't read.
I thought the way that was going to go was it was going to be like in Mexico or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like Hispanic.
Which that also could be. They could spin it that way too. Yeah.
Are Mexicans considered Hispanic, or is there some kind of weird divide over that? Because they're not South American.
I don't know, but now I'm nervous to say yes because I don't want to be called a bigot.
Well, you are a bigot. We already decided that. I forget why.
I'm a big idiot.
Bigot.
Bigot for short.
That's what it's short for. Bigot is short for big idiot. I mean, I don't think that's that wrong. There's more hate involved. But
whatever. Yeah, so actually, on that note too, I highly recommend that anyone that's like watching or listening to this show, if you haven't already, go watch the episode with Jocko Willink on the Joe Rogan podcast. It came out last week. I don't know exactly the date, I'm sorry. Just fucking search it. Like it's in his show notes or show list, whatever. Don't be fucking lazy. It is unbelievable. Jocko lays out a great way to kind of, I don't want to say solve the problem, but certainly address it head on. Because I don't know what can or will ever solve the problem. You know, like I don't want to make these giant claims. They're like, Jocko Willink is going to save everyone and he solved our problem.
The racism problem?
With
or
the police.
Coronavirus problem?
No, with the police.
The police problem.
The police problem. He certainly addressed it better than anyone else that I've ever heard say it. Outside of me. Because, so we talked about it a few episodes ago. I can't really claim any knowledge because I was literally speaking this from a place of ignorance. But Jocko said something really similar. He said that police don't train. They don't.
Municipal PD does not train.
He said local police does not train. They spend maybe, I think, what did he say? He said 4 to 8 hours a year they spend in training.
2 hours a quarter.
And he goes, it should be 1 in 5 days. So if you work 5 days out of the week, 1 day should be full of training. And he goes, it doesn't matter whether you do 4 days of duty and 1 full day of training, or 2 hours every day. Like, he's like, it doesn't fucking matter to me. But like, it needs to be done. Because, and he equated it to like combat fighting and jiu-jitsu, and was like, you need to learn these skills, and then not only do you need to learn them, but you also need to practice them. And then he relayed it back to the Navy SEALs, because he was a commander in the Navy SEALs for a long time. And he said that they were always drilling, they're always practicing. And he goes, you need to put these people in the most stressful environments while they're training, so that when they're in there in real life, they're calm, because they're used to it. That's what you do with military people. Like, military operatives get put through absolute fucking hell. Any special forces that you go through, BUDS, Ranger School, fucking any, whatever the Air Force, if the Air
I don't know if they have one.
They probably don't, because they're gay. But whatever.
I feel like it's like probably something angels. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Jones is sitting here like, fuck you guys. Fuck you assholes.
But like Green Berets, whatever, you name it, doesn't matter. Like, there's all kinds of crazy shit. And even just regular military, like infantry, like they go through, what is it, a 26-week boot camp or something like that?
It's a long time.
And, you know,
Never stops.
And you get training. Like,
never stops.
You get fucking training.
Never stops.
Local PD, they don't get trainings.
No.
And he also, I mean, I don't want to steal all of it because I'm telling you guys to go watch it, but he talks about way more than I'm going to talk about. He also made a really good point too about there's a divide between cops and people that they serve. So he said again, like in the military, he said when they were stationed in Afghanistan and Iraq, you would imagine being in those places as an American soldier, you're persona non grata. You're enemy number one. You walk around those streets with the American flag patch on your shoulder, and that might as well be a fucking target.
Yeah.
So he said his commanders didn't allow them to stay in the barracks the whole time. He said, you need to get out in the streets and you need to actually talk to people. So they took translators and they just walked around the streets. And they just talked to people and they said, hey, what's it like around here? You know, what do you guys do for fun? What do you really want to see come from this country? What can we do to help you? Like, okay, cool. And so this is why we're here. This is what we want to accomplish. This is the things that we are trying to do. And they formed a relationship with the citizens in like the area surrounding where they were. And he goes, we never had any problems because we respected each other. And he goes, how many cops do you see doing that? And he goes, now certainly they do. There are some that do that. There are some really great cops that are really involved in their communities. He goes, how many times do we see kids getting taken on ride-alongs? Never happens.
I've never even heard of like such a
Yeah, it's a movie with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
You ask me what ride-along is, it's a movie.
Yeah. No, I've heard of
Kevin Hart and Ice Cube.
I forget who said it. It actually might have been Rogan. It's like, oh, do you know how many ride-alongs I went on? I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't even think that was like a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to go on a ride-along.
And it creates this us versus them mentality. And he goes, they need to start integrating themselves with the community. And then people will stop being so standoffish. And he goes, recruit those kids. Take that kid, 7 or 8 year old from an inner city area that's, growing up in a tough spot. Let him hang out with the cops a couple times. Take him on some ride-alongs. Teach him some things. Make him feel like he matters. Because chances are, if you're in the inner city and you're a young kid, it's a statistic thing. Like, most of those kids have to fend for themselves. Whether it's a parent not wanting to be their issue or a parent has to work all the time so they can't be their issue. You know what I mean? Like, young kids in the inner city that fall into trouble do so most likely because of parent issues. So it's like, the cops could be able to step in and take that and run with it. You know what I mean? Like, the way he laid it out, I was just listening to him and I was like, holy shit, Jocko needs to run for president. And that's what Rogan said. And he goes, sounds like you're trying to get into politics. And he goes, no, I don't want to do that. He goes, the world's not that bad yet. He goes, if the world ever got to the point where like I felt it was that bad, I might consider it. He goes, but I don't want to do that. He said he was a big fan of The Rock, though. He wants The Rock to run for president. Which, listening to him describe his reasoning behind it, I actually don't hate it. It's pretty good because he's the only person that's popular enough to run as a true independent and be middle of the road, which is the majority of America. The majority of America is somewhere in the middle. They're either dead center or they're center right, center left. Like only the people on the extremes on both ends, extreme left and right, very small percentage of the whole. But they just have the loudest voices, so everyone just thinks that they're way bigger than they are. And he goes, The Rock is so popular, he can run as a true independent, speak to the majority of Americans that are moderate, and he'll win. And then him and Rogan went back and forth on that, and like listening to them talking, I was like, wow, that's actually like that's a really good thought.
I was about to say I'd be a big fan of non-politicians running for these offices, and then I realized that our current president is one of them.
Yeah. Bret Weinstein had an interesting theory, but it's too logical. Like you can tell this dude is like a balls to the wall scientist, like super smart guy. He goes, we need to draft two people. One that is center left and one that is center right. And one of them becomes president, one of them becomes vice president. And at the end of 4 years, they agree to swap. So you get through that. And then he like lays it out and he goes, if there's ever a divisive topic, like whatever in Congress, he goes, they agree that they will never govern by themselves. Like they will govern together. And it's like, dude, that makes too much sense. Like that you can't.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
That'll never happen.
Never gonna happen.
But like, I could see where he was going with it, but like, I mean, it was too logical. It was too thought out.
But I'm almost wondering, it's like, do you think these parties ever get it? That maybe it's like,
No.
hey, let me put like
No.
a moderate,
You know,
whatever.
You know what's interesting? I don't know when this turn is gonna happen, but what I think is going on is that for the longest time, let's say until about 2010, literally until the inception of the country, until 2010, what percentage average of the population do you think actually gave a shit about politics and the presidential elections? 40 to 50%? We can widen the range, say 40 to 60, depending on the year.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say at least half of the population.
I mean, you could find that out because it's.
Well, people don't vote. That's the other thing too.
We'll just figure out. Well, listen, that's my thing.
So that's my thing.
If
like
you don't care,
if you don't care enough to vote,
then you don't care about politics.
Then don't bitch. You don't get to complain.
That's the thing. Like my parents always voted, but they're not very political. I mean, right now my father hates the governor, but so do I.
So my thing is that until about 2010, politicians used to literally get away with whatever the fuck they wanted. They used to do what they wanted. They used to say what they wanted. No one really held them accountable. Ted Kennedy was a senator for like 40 fucking years in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Like, people just kind of went about their ways, and no one ever held them accountable because you didn't hear shit. Then
Plus it was the Kennedys.
Right, but then right around 2010, we had this thing called Twitter that popped up, and right before that, like 2008, was Facebook, and then they were both still really new, but then it gave birth to this like thing, social media. And now all of a sudden, everyone knows everything that goes on in the entire world.
It must be fucking nice so everyone's an expert.
And now they all have opinions. And now it gives them, not only does it give them a platform to share their uninformed opinions, but, which don't get me wrong, most of my opinions are uninformed too. I'm not trying to be on some fucking high horse over here. But it gives people a platform but now it also brings to light a lot of the bullshit in politics. So this is what I mean, like, I don't know when the turn is coming, because we've really only had not even 10 full years. I would say we've had about 6 or 7 good full years of like really knowing what goes on with politicians. They're really only 6 or 7 years. At some point, people as a whole are going to be like, I think it's time we do something about this. I don't know when, I don't know if that's next year, I don't know if it's this year, I don't know if it's 2028, I don't know if it's 2060, but it's going to happen eventually. People are going to be like, this doesn't seem right. This has been going on? Really? This has been going on this entire time?
It's actually better.
You guys have just been running the country and like no one's ever questioned you guys? Ah, shit. Well, now we know about it because of social media. I don't know. I feel like we gotta do something about this.
Only problem is everyone's a bitch, so they're not going to be like, oh, we should change this. You're going to say, oh, cancel politicians. That's it. Everyone's just default now. Cancel whatever.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see how it happens because this whole political awakening is really only about 5 years old. It started happening right before the 2016 election.
Yeah.
So right around 2015, people actually started caring more about politics. Now, I don't know if it's directly related to Trump or it just so happens.
Oh,
I mean, he certainly is some fuel to it, but I don't want to give him.
I don't give that much
I don't give him that much credit. But it is interesting, and I'm curious to see how it evolves and how politics in and of itself changes over the next few years. Now that more eyeballs are on it. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that it will change. I just don't think it will.
Yeah.
I think it's too fucking. Because the other thing too is like, I don't think enough people will ever know. I don't think enough people will ever be informed enough. Because so here's the deal: most of these opinions.
That's true, and a lot of people have a lot of free time right now because they're not working.
Yeah.
But so that's the biggest issue, and the whole reason why politicians have been able to get away with everything for the last 260 some years. The majority of the population in the country is too busy working every fucking day, trying to make ends meet, that they don't have time to give a shit about politics and politicians and what people are actually doing because they have to go to work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these politicians don't want that though. AOC, whoever the
Yeah.
fuck she is, I don't know who the fuck. I don't know where her
She's
deal.
an idiot.
Yeah, she wants the country to just shut down completely until after the election.
Yeah.
Keep us closed. Fuck you.
Yeah, she's
Fucking dumb
an
bitch.
idiot. She's another one of those like a communist in sheep's clothing. She's one of those. She's one of them.
No, keep us closed. Hashtag keep us closed.
Yeah.
Hashtag jump off a fucking bridge.
Yeah. You know what else people want to cancel? I have no idea why. Rogan brought this up in one of the podcasts. I think it was the Jocko podcast. People are trying to cancel Magic the Gathering, the game.
Because it's a gathering and gatherings are bad?
I don't know. I tried to Google it, and I Googled cancel Magic the Gathering, and nothing came up. So I might actually try right now and just say like Magic the Gathering racist or something.
I don't know, but that, I just don't, why? Fucking idiots. Listen, I'm a fucking huge idiot, and I really am.
Apparently there are racist cards that are part of the game, and offensive images.
Of course there is. Of course there is.
Yep. So people were calling to
amazing,
cancel
man.
the game.
It's
Because that was the thing. Rogan was like, dude, people are trying to cancel Magic the Gathering. And Jocko was like, I don't know what that is.
Of course he does.
He's a former Navy SEAL
Yeah, of course
commander.
he does.
He's like, I don't know what Magic the Gathering
He
is.
didn't seem like too much of a fucking hardo.
No, he's not.
Well,
He's not.
I think one of his books, doesn't it come off in a way that when you're reading it, it's like what's one of his books, Extreme Ownership?
Yeah.
Doesn't like sometimes it comes off like fuck, who was here? Tony?
Yeah,
from
probably.
from New Hampshire,
Yeah.
and he was like, the book reads like, this person was a bad leader because they didn't display extreme ownership.
Yeah.
So we had to replace them with someone who didn't display extreme ownership.
Right. Yeah. No. The book is kind of like that, but every chapter essentially is relating his time as a commander to business. So like you do have to make some.
But there's also
stretches.
like, you know,
It's like,
could you give us a little more?
yeah. No. Yeah.
Like I get it. Listen, I completely get you're trying to sell a book. Gotcha.
Right.
I understand the title of the book.
Right. Yeah.
But no, he didn't seem like too much about like.
Yeah. No. He's pretty down to earth guy.
Because I also like I
He's
don't
from
know.
around here.
Like I know he's a nutcase, but I didn't know if it was gonna be like I can't understand how these people lack so much discipline. Like
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
Have you ever met another full human being?
Yeah.
Because I can't.
But so that's the other thing. Trying to cancel Magic again.
Well, they were trying to cancel Joe Rogan because he said wear masks is for bitches. I didn't hear
Yeah.
the quote.
Well, that was taken way out of context.
See, I didn't hear the quote or the context.
So that was what he talked about. The way he said it was, isn't it funny how it's such a male thing to say, oh, I gotta wear a mask? Pfft, masks are for bitches. Like that was the quote, and obviously I'm paraphrasing, but like the full quote, or like more of that quote was that. It was, isn't it funny how men react to this? And you don't see women. You don't see women going around protesting wearing masks. The only people protesting wearing masks are men. And he goes, isn't it weird that it's a masculine thing to be like, you trying to make me wear a mask? Fuck you, masks are for bitches. And like that's what he said.
Yeah.
But then people take it out of context and write headlines that say Joe Rogan says masks are for bitches.
and it's funny who is up in arms about this.
Women.
Pussies.
Yeah.
It's not just women. That's because that's not entirely fair.
Yeah, no.
They do make up part of it.
Right.
But there's also plenty of women that just go.
Mostly white women.
Well, white people ruin
Because
fucking
white people
everything.
suck.
White people fucking ruin everything, as we're seeing.
Yeah.
Finally, the world can fucking see my fucking opinion on this.
Yeah. Been saying this for years.
I've been saying this for a long time. White people ruin everything. And yep, they fucking do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that, and then I saw people were accusing him and Jocko of like I don't even know what the fuck they were trying to accuse them of, but it was like shut the fuck up.
Yeah. People
I'm
just people suck.
People do suck, and again, as every day we get dumber and dumber, people suck more and more.
Yeah.
They really fucking do.
I saw this thing the other day on Twitter that Sweden, and again, as I talked shit earlier, all I did was read the headline. I didn't actually read the article.
Yep.
But it was so outrageous, I had to write it down. In Sweden, people were calling to replace statues of Charles the 13th, I think it was, with, wait for it, Greta Thunberg.
She's gonna get a statue.
They need to take down statues of Charles the 13th, which I don't know who that is. I'm assuming he's a Swedish king.
Yeah, he could have been
At
the
some
world's
point.
biggest piece of shit. What do I get?
Yeah, but they need to take down the statue of King Charles the 13th and replace it with a 16-year-old girl that has done nothing so far.
She just bitched about
Of
global
importance.
climate change. What is that?
Yeah.
What it was?
Yeah,
She went and bitched about climate change and has done nothing since.
no. I saw this really funny I forget what podcast it was. Maybe it was just a TV show. I don't know. Radio. I don't fucking know at this point. But they were saying, like, it's really funny now that so the left has decided that, and now the right has actually started doing it too. They both sides do this. This isn't a left or right thing, but they've figured out that when you use kids, it's a lot easier to get your message across, because anyone that calls a kid an idiot is an asshole.
Yeah.
So people are reluctant to attack kids, so they make the kids their spearhead. Like, they have a 16-year-old fucking girl who doesn't know dog shit about anything think about, and if you don't believe me, think back to when you were 16. What the
I
fuck
had-
did you know?
I had multiple conversations with 16-year-olds today.
I was a fucking idiot.
You know what they want to do? They want to create an evolution strip club. They think that's a good idea. They think that creating a strip club
Named after your
named
gym.
after a gym that caters to training young athletes, they wanted to make a strip club.
Yep.
And 3 of them think it's a good idea.
And not to mention,
It's a fucking pandemic. You can't have a fucking strip club.
well, not to mention they're also not old enough to attend said strip club.
Nope, but they're going to create it. You know what else they're going to do?
That's the shit that 16-year-olds say.
Know what else they're going to do? They're going to create Evolution Uber.
Yeah.
What is Evolution Uber, you might ask? Can't get to your workout, someone will come and pick you up. The response from someone else in the group? Why don't you just get regular Uber? Oh yeah, no, but this one will bring you to the gym.
So will regular Uber.
So will regular Uber.
Yeah, but no, we need a statue of a 16-year-old girl.
I'm like,
Yeah,
listen, nothing against her, but dude, a 16-year-old,
no.
I could fucking give a fuck less about anything that they have to say. I deal with 16-year-olds all the fucking time. They're all morons.
Oh.
Every single one of them's a complete idiot.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Even the smart ones are dumb.
Especially now, if you really want to think about it,
They don't know how the world works.
they don't know.
But it's not their
anything.
fault
They
either.
don't
At
know
the same time, it's not their
anything.
fault because they haven't been alive long enough to understand anything.
So we're
They're
gonna.
still trying shit like sticking their dicks in outlets, trying to figure out how their fucking dicks work. Like they're trying to see like, is this gonna get me off? I don't know. Is this gonna get me laid? I don't know. Maybe. Let's find out. Like
Yeah.
they've had at 16, you've had 10 years of like conscious life where you can like have conversations. You're not having a conversation with a 4-year-old.
On your 16th birthday, let's pretend it's a Saturday. Just make it nice and simple. Your 16th birthday is on a Saturday. You cannot drive a car with permit or without because you can't get your permit because it's Saturday.
You also can't get it because it's a pandemic right now. The R&Bs are
Yep.
closed. So your birthday could be on a Tuesday.
Doesn't matter. You cannot see an R-rated movie. You are 6 months away from potentially taking your driver's test. You are a year away from potentially driving somebody else in the car.
Yeah. You're 2 years away from voting.
We're gonna fucking listen to people and their fucking political opinion when they can't even drive with a fucking passenger in the car that's not related to them?
Yeah.
If they want to drive a friend, they can't do it because we can't fucking trust them. But we listen to what they have to fucking say.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
16-year-olds. 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Evolution Strip Club.
Yeah, we need a statue. Dumbest time to be alive.
Dumbest time to be alive. Every fucking person everyone that fucking has researched climate change, and I don't give a fuck what your stance on the fucking matter is, but it's basically like you just took your fucking cock, you just pulled it out, and you lined up everyone who studies climate change and just fucking whacked them right across the face with it. And probably spit on them after and told them they're worthless. Just like right out, just take it out and just like whack. Next, whack. Next, whack. Because this 16-year-old, yeah, she's the face of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. How's that going?
People have Nobel Prizes and fucking PhDs.
Oh yeah, cool. You have a Nobel Prize
This
in
girl can't even get her GED.
in weather, in meteorology. Yeah, it's too bad. We care more about the 16-year-old girl.
Fucking sophomore in high school.
Yeah. Ugh. I just hate people. I hate everybody.
Does your final thought have to do with a NASCAR driver by chance?
No, but we can cover that quickly before we get into final thoughts.
Okay, good, because I got two.
Okay.
Since it, again, as you know, theme of the show, dumbest time to be alive and each day gets dumber and dumber.
Yep.
This whole Bubba Wallace shit is fucking out of control.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fucking out of control.
Yeah, without a doubt. People are flipping out.
Yeah.
People are. I feel like in normal circumstances, it would kind of be a big deal for like a day or two and then just kind of disappear. But because of the way it happened, and the time that it happened and the climate of NASCAR and fans. So like, kind of back it up a little bit. 2 weeks ago, NASCAR bans Confederate flags at all NASCAR events.
Huge problem for NASCAR.
Yeah, we talked about that though.
Yep.
You're an idiot. It represents treason. You guys lasted 4 years. You're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
You lost. Hey, you lost.
You lost over 100 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
We're coming up on 150 plus.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, something like that. Sounds right. Didn't do the math. I'm agreeing with you.
Has the country been around? No, country has. So.
It's like 260 something years old.
Yeah.
Which we're also coming up on our expiration date, because I think the Roman Empire is 280 something years old, and that was the longest running empire country.
Dude, it's fucking happening.
Yeah.
It's fucking
So
happening.
it's about time. But anyway.
We had a good run.
So
Good, not great.
Good, not great. Emphasis on good. So 2 weeks ago, NASCAR bans Confederate flags. Then, the following race, fans hold a fucking parade with Confederate flags outside the racetrack. And some fucking dumbass hires a plane to fly over the track with the Confederate flag behind it. People are going left and right, like saying, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Also, hey, fuck every single one of them, because they're all fucking idiots. And then they find an alleged noose
Yes.
in the thing. So this is what I mean by like the culture and the backlash of the NASCAR fan in general is probably racist. I would say there's probably a lot of racist NASCAR fans. They also love their fucking Confederate flag again, but you know what you're getting now is the "see, I told you so." It's Jesse Smollett all over again. See, we're not racist. See, he's an idiot. See, we don't need to ban the Confederate flag. See, it's all of this bullshit that you're getting that wouldn't happen normally if this was the NFL. Like say, bad example. If this
PGA Tour.
Yeah, if it was a PGA Tour. Whoops.
Yeah.
Forgot.
NFL, NBA, there'd be way.
Well, no, I also forgot about the whole Kaepernick thing. Like, we've already kind of been through that. But like, it's just stupid. It's now you're getting the people that are the "see, I told you so" people. Like,
Yeah, well,
you're a
so-
fucking asshole.
And that's the thing is, like, if you have an opinion on the matter, and you say, you know, well, I think the noose is fake. Well, then, like, you know, everyone's coming at you like, what do you mean it's fake? How could you say that?
Yeah.
And then they were like, or if you say the noose is, it's like, oh, the noose is fake. Like, no big deal. Yeah, but that sign of unity when they all push the car, well, that actually happened. It's like, I'm not saying it fucking
Right.
didn't.
Right.
I'm just saying the noose wasn't there. Therefore, you hate to see it. It was probably fucking fabricated.
Right. It also wasn't. So people are going after Bubba Wallace, calling him Bubba Smollett.
He didn't say anything.
He never said anything. It was a NASCAR official walked through the garage and goes, "Oh shit, that looks like a noose. I gotta tell somebody because this is Bubba Wallace's garage and he's black. That's not good. We just banned the Confederate flag." That guy probably thought he was gonna be a hero. He probably isn't the smartest guy in the world if he mistook a fucking rope that you pull a garage door for a noose.
What the statement today was that the garage pull, because now all the not experts are out here in the world too.
Yeah.
So everyone's a not expert.
Yeah.
Apparently that thing was twisted into a noose.
Okay.
So it was truthfully a noose,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah.
This could be them covering their ass too, because they look similar.
Right.
Someone's saying it was fashioned into a noose. There was a noose there.
Right.
But it wasn't because someone had planted a noose, it's the pull for the fucking door.
Right.
So,
Right.
but now today, you have see, there's no one racist here. Like you were saying, it's
Right.
like, oh my god.
Right. It's like you guys literally held a parade with Confederate flags and flew
Outside
one
the damn
on
stadium.
a plane. What?
You people are morons. We
See?
know that.
No. See? Yeah, you're a fucking retard.
You fucking idiots poisoned someone else's tree because you don't like their football team.
Yeah.
A tree. You went to jail because you poisoned 2 fucking trees for a rival football team.
Yep.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah. Way to go, Alabama.
Sick. Sick fucking state.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, let me get that taken care of. Want some final thoughts?
Yeah. So, Easton, Massachusetts, had a town meeting on Monday night.
Yeah.
And one of the topics was defund the police in Easton, Mass. Where, truthfully, our gun laws here, from what you've told me, because I've asked a lot of questions about it, we need the fucking police. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we don't, because I keep fucking this up. And I on purpose, someone who says the words defund the police to me, I think I take those words and I say defund.
Yeah.
And that's how I speak, as though we're gonna defund the police.
Well, that's
I don't
literally some people want. Some people want no police.
Yes, the 2A people, they're great.
Yeah.
So when someone's like, well, it's not really defund, I go, I know. I
No,
do know
not,
that.
It's not just the 2As. It's like some people
They don't want any
literally.
police.
It's the hashtag. Do you see all the the spray paint shit that's ACAB?
What's that?
That stands for all cops are bad.
Oh.
People literally want to abolish the police.
Fine.
And you know what I say to that? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do it. Do it. Watch what happens.
So whenever shit like this comes up, I just start laughing because I know I'm gonna start being a dickhead because I'm a huge dickhead. So I hear this. It's Monday morning at 9 a.m. and I'm running a class. I go, really? He's like, yep, that's one of the things. I'm like, dude. I start to get excited. I'm like, man, if you need an argument as to why you shouldn't defund the police, and I'm talking in the extreme sense, reform, whatever you want,
Right.
whatever the fuck you want to do, I don't care. But defunding, getting rid of,
Yeah.
I'm your number one culprit. It's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, dude, if there's no police, there's no consequence. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
If I want to go rob a store, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you can't do that. I go, who's gonna stop me?
Right. What am I going to get arrested?
That's what I mean.
There's no police to arrest me.
Again, is someone in this like soft science gonna come and speak with me like a
Yeah.
like a psychiatrist or like,
Yeah.
well, why did you rob the store? Figure I could get $500 out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is it? How does that make you like feel? I don't know. It makes me feel like I want to go someplace that has a little bit more money next time. But I check in with everyone on Tuesday. Didn't pass. Obviously.
Yeah.
Especially around here, dude. People are way too soft. People are way too soft because they'll sit here and be like, defund the police, and then they go, did anyone think about what that actually means?
Nope.
Because, again, who's gonna stop me from seeing your very nice house and just going, fuck it, I'm going in?
Yeah.
Seriously, who's gonna stop me? You?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you're too much of a fucking pussy to do anything about it.
Yeah. I know you don't have a gun.
I know you don't. And I know you wouldn't know what to do with it even if you did. I don't know what to do with it.
Right.
And I'm the one fucking robbing your house. So, I do feel, though, I was absolutely robbed of the opportunity to then tell people, it's like, all right, yeah, so class, we're going to be outside in the lot because, coronavirus has gone on for the last 5 years. And so let's bring a mat, bring some water, and bring your 6-shooter with you because we don't know what's going to come up upon us. And I'm like, you know what? I might even just put a machete on my hip. Like, just get a nice holster for it, and then, if someone shows up, just machete them.
Yeah.
Fucking Dewey Cox. Just cut them in half.
You also made a really good point, too, when we were talking about that before, about the LTCs.
Yeah.
And about,
So
who issues LTCs?
I just said that. I go,
it's the police.
I go, so how am I going to get an LTC if there's no police? And I go, oh, wait, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I'll buy a black market gun.
What? when I was in the 8th grade, and I'm not Harry Hardass. I'm not fucking tough. Don't think I am. But I was offered a gun in the 8th grade. Some kid had a bunch of guns and fireworks in his backpack.
Yeah.
And goes, dude, do you want to buy a 9mm? And I go, no, what the fuck am I going to do with that? He goes, I don't know, I got something for sale. It's like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm 14, I don't know. I'm 30 right now and I don't know what to do with a fucking gun. Saw me fucking with that thing one day. It's like, oh, don't drop it, I guess. But, yeah, but that's the thing. So it's like, when I was 14 years old, without any pursuit, I was offered a gun to buy.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to buy one, I can fucking find one.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's no police, I don't need an LTC.
Right. There's no consequences for buying.
Who's gonna stop me?
What then constitutes legal and illegal?
There isn't anything.
Because there's no way to enforce it.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah.
You know what's legal? Someone sees
Yeah.
me wielding a gun and goes, "Hey, put that gun away. You can't have that." And it's like, "Fuck yeah, I can." It's like, "Nah, you can't." And then they pull a bigger gun on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how this works.
Right. Right.
So it's like someone pulls around. It's like, "Yo, give me all the money out of the cash register." And it's like, "You came to the wrong fucking place. There's $20 in there."
Yeah.
I go, "And I'm gonna fucking machete you right now." So I do feel robbed of a very good, very, very interesting opportunity.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, fuck it. It's turning into Wild West. We're gonna start riding horses again.
Ah, we can still have cars. Well, see, that's the best part.
I
Because
saw someone brought a horse to Borderland State Park yesterday when I was driving to the golf course. I drove by Borderland, and I was behind a car with a trailer, or a truck with a trailer, and I was like, "That looks like a horse trailer." And I was like, "I think there's a horse in there." And then we're driving down. What is that? Massapog.
Massapog.
And we're like, I wonder if he's going to Borderland. And then he like slows down and turns into, and I go, someone just brought their horse to Borderland State Park to go for a horseback ride.
fucking crazy place.
What kind of fucking world do they live in? What do you want to do today?
That's normal, dude.
I don't know, but that's what I mean. Like, what world do they live in? They're like, what do you want to do today? I don't know. You want to go get the horse and then go for a ride on the horse in Borderland?
The motorcycle.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, dude, like,
Those are the fine people of Easton.
so Easton does have some farmland,
Yeah.
but don't discount West Bridgewater either.
Yeah,
Because
that's
West
true,
Bridgewater's
too.
on the border,
Yeah.
and I actually know people who lived on a house in West Bridgewater that owned horses.
Sick.
We used to drink with one of them in college. That's what I mean. It's like if you have horses, you need to ride them somewhere. So if Borderland will let you, I guess I'll go there. Unless you're gonna go to the fucking obstacle course in Raynham where we used to live.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Dumbest time to be alive. Speaking of that, this is a great fucking transition. My final thought. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. If you have to ask me, probably not. But
This was released the other day. There's a herd immunity festival set for July in Wisconsin.
is that a Corona party?
Yes.
Like a chickenpox party?
Yep.
Yep.
They're doing it. They're doing a coronavirus chickenpox party in Wisconsin in July. They're calling it Herd Immunity Fest. So I saw a list of all the people that were going there, and I only knew two of them. One of them is Static X, and the other one is Non-Point.
I don't know Non-Point. I know Static X. Push it, but
Yep.
yeah, you were playing Static X one day, and
Yeah.
I had to look at you.
It's
you
on-
fucking playing Static X?
It's on my one of their songs on my gym playlist. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Push It, but
There's 15 bands going to play on a 3-day rock festival, and it's been dubbed Herd Immunity Fest.
oh, they changed. Wait.
Yeah, they're changing.